They say only the dead have seen the end of war. World War I, The Great War, Part 1. A century ago, an assassin, a Serbian nationalist, killed the heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary as he visited Sarajevo. This act was a catalyst for a massive conflict that lasted 4 years. More than 65 million soldiers were mobilized by more than 30 nations. With battle taking place around the world, industrialization brought modern weapons, machinery and tactics to warfare, vastly increasing the killing power of armies. Battlefield conditions were horrific, typified by the chaotic, catered hellscape of the Western Front, where soldiers in muddy trenches faced bullets, bomb, gas, burner charges, and more. World War I, also known as the Great War, began in 1914 after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria. His murder catapulted into a war across Europe that lasted until 1918. During the conflict, Germany, Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria, and the Ottoman Empire, who were the central powers, fought against the Great Britain, France, Russia, Italy, Romania, Japan, and the United States, who were the Allied powers. Thanks to the new military technology and the horror of trench warfare, World War I saw unprecedented level of carnage and destruction. By the time the war was over, the Allied power claimed victory. More than 16 million people, soldiers and civilian alike, were dead. Tension had been brewing throughout Europe, especially in the troubled Balkan region of the Southeast Europe. For years before World War I actually broke out, a number of alliances involving European power, the Ottoman Empire, Russia, and other parties had existed for years, but political instability in the Balkans, particularly in Bosnia, Serbia, threatened to destroy these arguments. The assassination of Franz Ferdinand, along with his wife Sophie, by the Serbian nationalist Gavrilo Princip on June 28, 1914, set off a rapidly escalating chain of events. Austria-Hungary, like many countries around the world, blamed the Serbian government for the attack and hoped to use the incident as justification for settling the question of Siberian nationalism once and for all, and after that, the Great War was actually started. Austria-Hungary was ready for war. The Serbian government ordered the Serbian army to mobilize and appeal to Russia for assistance. On July 28, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. The tenuous peace between Europe's great powers quickly collapsed within a week. Russia, Belgium, France, Great Britain, Serbia had lined up against Austria-Hungary and Germany, and the World War I had begun. The Western Front. On August 4, 1914, German troops crossed the border into Belgium. In the First Battle of World War I, the Germans assaulted the heavily fortified city of Liege, using the most powerful weapon in their arsenal, enormous siege cannon, to capture the city by August 15. The Germans left death and the destruction in their wake as they advanced through Belgium toward France, shooting civilians, executing the Belgian priests they had accused of inciting civilian resistance. In the First Battle of the Marne, fought from September 6 to 9, 1914, French and British forces confronted the invading German army, which had been then penetrated deep into northeastern France within 30 miles of Paris. The Allied troops checked the German advance and mounted a successful counterattack, driving the German back to the north of the Arsine River. The defeat meant the end of German plan for a quick victory in France. Both sides dug into trenches. The Western Front was settling for a hellish war and attrition that would last more than 3 years. Particularly long and costly battles in this campaign were fought at Verdun, February-December 1916, and the Battle of Somme, July-November 1916. German and French troops suffered close to 1 million casualties in the Battle of Verdun alone. The Eastern Front. On the Eastern Front of the World War I, Russia forces invaded the German-held region of East Prussia and Poland, but were stopped shortly by the German and Austrian forces at the Battle of Tannenberg in late August 1914. Despite that victory, Russia assaulted the forced Germany to move 2 corps from the Western Front to the Eastern, contributing to the German loss in the Battle of the Marne. Combined with the fierce Allied resistance in France, the ability of Russia's huge war machinery to mobilize relatively quickly in the East ensured a longer, more grueling conflict instead of a quick victory Germany had hoped to win under the Schlieffen Plan. If anything comes up, do share with us in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.